Hello everybody, today we're going to divide these two numbers. So let's get started. 6,489,764 by 364 using the flag division method. So let me get started here. I set up my problem. Now very important, instead of saying 364, we're going to say 4, so that's 400. 4 vinculum, so that represents minus 40, so I have 360 right now, and then I'm going to put a 4, no vinculum. So this is still 364, it's just written in a better way, okay? So that's 4. Let me make it more clear. Okay. Okay, so it's very clear now. We have a bar 4 and a regular 4, and then my other numbers are 6, 4, 8, 9, 7, and then I have a 6 and then a 4. So let's get started on the steps. So 1, I'm just going to say how many times does 4 go into 6? So 6 divided by 4 equals 1, remainder 2. So right underneath the 6, I put a 1, and right over here, I put a 2. Okay? Great. Now we're ready to make an adjustment. This is my gross dividend. I have to make an adjustment, so I'm going to say 24, my gross dividend, and now I make the adjustment, minus. For this step, I take my leftmost flag digit, -4, and I multiply it by my quotient digit, so times 1. So that's just 24 minus -4. That's just 28 because I end up adding it. So I want to think of a 28 being right here. That's my adjusted dividend. I can think of a 28 being right here. Okay? So you want to keep track of that mentally, but the steps are right here, okay? So 28 goes right here. So in step 3, instead of saying how many times is 4 going to 24, we're going to say how many times is 4 going to 28. And to keep track of that, like I said, you can keep the number on top, okay? So we're ready to make the division now. We have the adjusted dividend, 28 divided by 4 equals 7, remainder 0. So I put the 7 right here, and I put a 0 right here. Again, every even step we make the adjustment. So I'm going to take my 8. Now, this part gets a little more involved, so pay attention. Whenever you make the adjustment now, you work with the 2 flag digits and the 2 most recent quotient figures, and you subtract the sum of their cross products. So I'm subtracting the sum of their cross products. -4 times 7 is -28. You do a crisscross multiplication, and then 4 times 1 is +4. So I get 8 minus, what's -28 plus 4? -24, so I end up adding it again, and I get 32. So my adjusted dividend figure is 32 over here. Ready to make the division now? Step 5, 32 over 4 equals 8 with no remainder. So I put an 8 right here, no remainder right here. Every even step, I'm ready to make the adjustment. So I'm going to take my 9, 0, 9 is just 9, minus sum of the cross products. So I have to work with the 7, 8, and the -4, and then 4. -4 times 8 is -32, plus 4 times 7 is 28. So I end up getting 9 minus, this whole thing is -4, so I end up getting 9 plus 4, which is 13. So I'm going to put a 13 right here, my adjusted dividend. Ready to make the division now, step 7. How many times is 4 going to 13? 13 divided by 4 is equal to 3 with a remainder of 1. So I'm going to put a 3 right here, and I'm going to put a 1 right there. Ready to make the adjustment again. But this time, I'm going to work with 83 and then bar 4 and 4. So I take my 17 minus, set up the problem. -4 times 3 is -12. 4 times 8 is +32. So I get 17 minus, this whole thing is 20. So I get -3, okay? So I'm going to put my -3 over here. It's okay. We could actually go down here and make the adjustment, but I want to show you it's okay if we have adjusted negative dividend figures, because now all I have to say is, what is -3 divided by, -3 over 4? What is that? -3, okay? Let's say -3 divided by 4. So that's going to be -1. So think of it this way. 4 times -1 is -4. So I have to go up 1 more, so my remainder is 1. Okay? So what that means is I am going to put a 1 bar here to represent the -1, okay? And I still have a remainder of 1 right here. Great. So now we're at the remainder step, and remember, we're just gonna have to make the adjustment and bring it down. We don't have to make the division again, this is just what's left over, okay? So I'm gonna go down a little bit now. Okay, so step 10. So step 10 is gonna be, I take my 16, make the adjustment. So I have to work with these two and then these two. Okay, so let's be really careful. -4 times -1 is just +4. Okay? Negative times a negative is a positive. 4 times 3 is 12, so plus 12. Okay? So, I end up getting 16 minus, what's 4 plus 12? 16, that's just 0. So that means I'm bringing down the 0. I'm not going to see how many times it goes into, and I have one more step to go. I have to see what my remainder is, and that step's just going to be 4 minus, I'll write it right here, 4 minus 4 times this, so 4 times -1. So what is that? 4 minus 4 times -1, that's just a double negative, so I end up adding it. So I have an 8 right here. So my final answer is 1, 7, 8. 30 minus 1 is 29. Remainder 8. Okay, that was a pretty difficult problem using this method, but if you have a good fundamentals, you can easily get it, okay? Good job, keep practicing.